I recognize this valley. This path leads to the city gates.
Everywhere. When were you here last?
These mountains have witnessed the fall of two civilizations. First that of the Vrans, all powers, the Ancient.
They may be about to witness the fall of a third. Did the elves conquer the Vrans?
No, disease did, and the climate. Long ago, the sources of the Pontard did not freeze over and flowed all year. Flowers still bloomed on these slopes in Velen.
Knights of the Flaming Rose at a peace summit.
I wonder whose side they're on.
On that of whoever paid them.
They've made camp outside the city walls. Means they're not here in an official capacity.
Are they on vacation?
Maybe they just don't want to stand out.
Eilhart has a dragon up her sleeve. Radovid has invited a unit of the Order's knights.
Don't forget Sheila and Henselt.
It should be an interesting peace summit.
Any idea who might have summoned them?
Radovid. Now the scum of the Order wear the Redanian coat of arms as they burn pyres. Witch hunts are their favorite pastime, or so I've heard.
Radovid witnessed what the Order did in Vizima. He saw the Grand Master's madness with his own eyes. Yet he gave them a new home. For a good reason, I expect.
That's easy. He needed a whip against Eilhart.
You shouldn't let them see you.
I know. To them, a good elf is a dead elf.
It's not because you're an elf. It's because you're Yorvith.
I'll try to enter the city through the caves. I'd advise you to do the same.
The knights will know I'm wanted. You know the passage?
I know of a cave nearby. There are many ways to enter Loch Muin, my friend. If Radovid has summoned the Order, I'm certain the others have brought their armies as well. The city must be full of soldiers. All of them sitting as if on a witch's bond, waiting for a spark. But that may be to our advantage. If the rulers have holed themselves up in camps, it should be easy to move about between them.
Let's go before we get noticed. Medallion again.
good you're here.
Look what I found.
Keep your distance.
Already forgotten that a similar creature hung around my cave. There's a forested valley on the other side of the city, once teeming with wildlife. It's now dead. The royal delegation arrived.
I know. That's why we went around. What exactly killed the Vrans?
As the years went by and the climate turned colder, the Vrans had less and less food. Their hunters descended to the lowlands where they encountered the first human settlers. Plagues, typhus, dysentery. The Vrans began to fall ill. They tried to save themselves, building an aqueduct and sewers that rivaled today's. But it grew colder, and the canals remained frozen for most of the year. When the elves arrived, they encountered only ghosts, a dead city falling into ruin. The Enche recovered and restored its former beauty. Humans did not arrive here for many more years. Marshal Raupenek then swiftly proved himself more deadly than all diseases combined. He attacked at night, murdering all the city's inhabitants. Most families died in their homes. The fires raged on for days.
Dragon fire can turn a city into a flaming tomb much quicker than... We're in Loch Muin.
We're on the fringes somewhere. We should find what we came for nearer the main quarters.
Let's go. Wonder how many more will turn up.
They gagged Philippa in the nick of time. She almost cast a spell. Rotting in the Redanian dungeon now in special shackles.
Radovid's right to show the witches their place.
I wonder what they'll do to her. Either the executioner or the monsters will have their fun. They say Logmuin's dungeons are full of scum of all kinds.
No idea what they locked her up for, but every sorceress is guilty of something.
True enough. Not likely to see anyone weeping for her.
A dungeon befits Philippa Eilhart very well, though gallows would be even better.
If they killed her, you can forget about healing Saskia.
They must guard her as heavily as the Emperor's bedchamber. We'll not get in there.
I'm in no hurry to visit the Emperor's bedchamber, but we've got to get into the dungeon.
Look for a passage through the sewers. I'll locate Eilhart's quarters. If she didn't expect to be arrested, I may find something interesting there.
I can think of a quicker way into the dungeon than the sewers. I just need to get arrested.
They'll take your weapons and put you in shackles, though there is some chance you'll wind up in Philippa's cell.
I'll manage. Wandering through the tunnels would take too much time.
Let's go then.
I'll find Philippa. You search her quarters.
Right. We learned a lot the last time we browsed through her things. Va fail, Gwynblade.
Damn, you're ugly. Medallion's vibrating.
Recruit in danger! Recruit in danger!
I don't believe you killed Foltest.
I didn't.
But a bounty is a bounty. I'm sure you understand. As a professional. It's nothing personal.
One more windbag.
I knew we'd meet again. Silgrat doesn't forget humiliation.
What do you want?
You won't win this time. All of Edern will know the power of Silgrat's... Be off! Oh, the fucking shame. Yes?
The mages will be overjoyed if you sign their treaty. Any idea who'd be the advisor?
They insist on appointing the advisors themselves.
Anything can happen.
That lass will allow no one to control her.
Making her even more dangerous.
I'm not sure.
Just thinking alone. I guess you're...
They...
And
who... Come on!
freak! Welcome.
Let me get...
Behold,
Wait a...
his...
You look.
Are you the...
Who's...
So... You...
And
I've always been...
they say which...
Scale and Burden told me you cheat.
And you believe...
It's you I don't... Fact is, you could only get that kind of strength from potions.
Fuck you!
I was clean during our bout. You're a con.
One more...
How will you do that? You'll lose your coordinate.
Why the aggro? I don't need... I'm still the best without... You lose. You lose.
I'm
You... I don't...
I've always been...
Mutilate.
There's always a first.
If I give you something, will you keep this to yourself? The circus finds out I lost, they'll...
All right.
Welcome.
Now you tell me. I don't work with sorceresses. This is no job for me.
What's going on? Are you about to fight?
The Conclave has forbidden dueling.
You can't just back out. We agreed. We have commitments to fulfill.
You did take an advance on your fee.
And I'm keeping it. Don't you follow me.
Witcher Geralt! A sight for sore eyes you are. May we speak?
Didn't expect to see you again. Certainly not here.
Loch Muin is an intriguing place.
For scientists especially.
We've mounted a small expedition and require protection.
What kind of expedition are we talking about?
We have irrefutable evidence that Henna's laboratory is located in Loch Muin.
We need an armed man to protect us from the filth in the sewers.
The details you'll get from our employee.
A sorceress.
I know a thing or two about monsters.
I'm sorry, but we cannot disclose her name until you agree to...
Nice talking to you.
Cynthia! Her name is Cynthia!
What was Henna doing in this?
Everyone's heard of his 1,000 genie curse. In his memoirs, he mentions that he left his archive here.
You did?
The sorceress.
But we're the ones who know everything about Henna.
I wrote my dissertation about the man. To arrive at the laboratory, we must...
Remember that potion you gave me back in Flotsam?
Of course. How's the experiment going?
Or peculiar interactions with other potions?
Yeah, every time I mix it with vodka, my tongue gets hairy. All right. Where do we start?
We've gained access to an ancient crypt where mages were laid to rest. It's beneath that tower.
So, are you a sorceress now?
It's not that simple, but Philippa Eilhart summoned me here for an important exam. A secret one.
Good luck.
I'm a student, aren't I?
I'm collecting information about the Wild Hunt.
The Wild Hunt? A retinue of wraiths who speed across the heavens.
Crawford.
That, at least, is what I remember from the lecture.
How are things?
You're either very unobservant or very rude. I thought I'd meet some of my colleagues from years past.
Mages aren't known for being polite.
You're telling me. They've all forgotten me, and I believe...
I'd like to cast an eye at those if you...
Sure.
Anything on the Wild...
I'd avoid the topic altogether.
I'll take my chance.
This knowledge has never been recorded.
Well, I'd like to acquire it.
In the chasms beneath Loch Muin, there is a sword that once belonged to an elf from the parallel world.
And nobody's gone to look for it?
There are mages who seek it still, but the sword is well concealed. They say he who handles it will understand the essence of the Wild Hunt. Come back for a game sometime.
It's a waste of words.
I'm Geralt.
Brass of Banard.
Seems we only ever meet on Elvenland.
Indeed. But I suspect you're not.
On the contrary.
Do you really? Elven works are not half as interesting.
But even ruined, Loch Muin is impressive.
Everything was better before the war. The sources.
Somehow I just can't imagine Hen Gedimdeath as a...
You met him. His death was a terrible loss. You see, Geralt, everyone complains about how the world...
Values are being compromised.
Exact. The...
What?
Yet. You're...
Actually...
You're the... I guess...
I found a manuscript that might help.
Interesting. This volume is sealed by ancient magic.
Only highly valuable things get that kind of protection.
Too true.
Do you know how to unlock it?
I'd need ingredients that can be obtained from certain monsters. I'll need the pheromones of a Queen Endriga, the blood of a Necker warrior, and the brain of a Bulvor. We can substitute the tongue of a rot fiend for the harpy's egg.
Quite a list. I'm in. Thanks. I have the ingredients you mentioned.
Unbelievable. We must get the proportions right. Done. Let's see what's in the manuscript. By the gods.
What did you find?
Instructions. A description of how to forge the legendary sword known as Kerm. The sword will be yours. You deserve it, Witcher.
Thanks.
It's a brazen attack. King Radovid will learn of this.
Radovid sent them, you idiot!
The audacity!
Pull yourself together!
Gamers.
Assemble.